Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the collections concept, a very important concept in interview point of view. See, first of all, let me give you some introduction. So what is collection first? What is collection? See the simple one. We know already programming languages, technologies, frameworks, everything are used to develop applications. Just to develop the application, we are learning programming language like a banking applications, insurance applications, college management system, hospital management system, whatever. Remember, what is the purpose of application? Every application purpose is same. What is that? Store information, store the information and perform operations on information. Store the information and perform operations on that information. This is the only thing. This is the only thing. Programming languages are used to develop applications. What is the purpose of application? Storing the information, performing operations on information. Okay. How can we store the data? Different ways. Let me explain all the different ways. Primitive types, using primitive variables. Second one, arrays. Third one, objects. Fourth one, array of objects. Fifth one is a collection. So what all these things? We can store the information. How can we store information? Using variables concept. Processing later. How to store information in application. So one thing, using variables concept. Using variables. Okay. Then in how many ways we can store? How many types of variables? 5 types. Primitive variables. What is the purpose? I'll explain. Concept of arrays. Concept of objects. Concept of array of objects. Finally, the last thing is a collection. Sir, what are primitive variables? Suppose int is a primitive. You can store a value. Double. You can store the value. All these are called primitive variables. Purpose is can store only one value at a time. Purpose is storing only one value at a time. Okay, for example, this. Sir, if I want to store multiple values, for example, 100 students' names I want to store. 1,000 people mobile numbers I want to store. How can we do this? We use arrays concept. Arrays can store more than one value. But what is the problem? But of same type, similar type elements only. Like all are integers. Suppose int. Student IDs I want to store. Multiple students IDs I want to store. Okay, like this. Number of values you can store, but the thing is what? Of same type. So that is the purpose of arrays. If it is an object, then sir, multiple values of different types I want to store. Yes, you can store. You can store more than one value of different types. Object is nothing but what? Class. If it is employee class, yes, you can write employee ID is integer, employee name, employee salary. Just try to understand the difference. Clearly, I'm giving the answers here. Why collections came means what? First, they will ask the question. What is the purpose of learning programming language? Programming is used to develop applications, any kind of application. Then what is the purpose of application? Store information and then process, perform operations. Banking, all account holders information it will store. After storing the information, withdraw operation, deposit operation, money transfer, different operations it will do. Different operations it will do. That is. Okay. Now, how to store the information? Processing later. How to store information? Simple answer. Simple answer, using the concept of variables. How many types of variables are there? First one, primitive variables. Primitive variables can store only one value at a time. Of course, any value you can store, but only one value it will store at a time. If you want to store multiple values, if you want to store multiple values, right? The simple one, here it is, you can go with the arrays concept. Can store different values, but of same data type. Same data type we can store. That is. Sir, I don't want to store the same type. I want to store different types, sir. Different types. We can go with object concept. Object is nothing but class. So when you are allocating memory to the class, you know basic concepts. Object will be created, and inside the object, ID, name, salary will store. ID, name, salary will store. That is. Okay. This is the one. The next one is, sir, okay, one record I want to store happy. If I want to store multiple records, 1, 2, 3, 4, these many records I want to store, then we can go with array of objects. Array of objects can store more than one object. Okay. But one point with arrays concept is a fixed size. The only difference between collection and arrays, collection can store more than one object, not fixed size. Not a fixed size. There is no limitation. Sir, exactly 5 objects I want to store, sir. Let me explain. We can go with the array of objects concept. Array of employees, suppose consider. Fixed rule, nothing but You can store a set only, fixed number of objects, fixed size, fixed number. Sir, I want to store exactly 3 objects or 4 objects. You can fix it. This is a first object, is a second object, is a third object, is a fourth object. Object means like this, is a first object, second object, third object, fourth object, is a fixed size. Employee details will store employee ID, name, salary, like this. Everywhere will store. No, sir, I don't know how many objects I need to store. I don't know how many objects I need to store. Then, instead of using array, we must use list of objects. There is no limitation. List of objects. It's like a collection. Simply to say, collection of objects. Any number of objects you can store. The first point is, in how many ways we can store the information. Once again, I'm telling. First one is a primitive. Second one is the concept of arrays. Third one is concept of objects. Array of objects means you can store like array of employees, but suppose here it is 5 employee details you can store, 10 student details you can store, 100 customer details you can store, 1000 product details you can store, 5000 account details you can store. But see, there is a proper count here. There is a proper count, but I don't know how many number of objects I want to store. Then collection of employees, no limit. Okay, collection of students, collection of products, collection of customers, collection of accounts, no limit. This is the basic introduction part about the collections concept. This is the first question they will ask. Everyone will ask. Okay. The next one is mainly how many types of collections are there and what is the purpose of each collection. Mainly, what are the main type of collections I'm explaining. Here, the main type of collections are 3 everywhere. The 3 types of collections are there. First one is a list. Second one is a set. Third one, Java called map, .NET called a dictionary. Like this. It's called dictionary. The three types of collections are main. So many sub collections are there. I'll explain. So many sub collections are there. But this is the common one. Later we upload the videos of every collection concept in Java and .NET. You will get all the video links also, don't worry. But before that, the main interview questions I am going to explain. Main interview questions. List, set, and map, or we can call it as a dictionary. Direct answers you can give. Tell me about list. Tell me about set. Tell me about the map. List, simply to say, first point and main point is allow duplicates. List allow duplicates. Second one is completely index based. Index based means what? It will maintain the order. In which location, which element is there, you can specify easily. Sir, I want to store duplicate elements. Like for example, student marks only I want to store 56, 78, again 56, 89, again 56. Some marks came. Duplicates allowed. This is the first point. Second one is a index based. What is that index based? Index based means what? You can insert into particular location. Into the location, you can insert the value. You can remove the particular location element. You can access the particular location element. You can replace the particular location element. See, generally I am explaining, sir, exactly are the methods are present, almost all are present. But let me explain in a clear way to make you understand more clear what is list. Maintain the order. In which order you are inserting, same order. Set means exactly duplicates. Exactly opposite. Duplicates not allowed. Only unique. All values are unique. Second one, not maintains order. So, not index based. Just reverse to list. So, easily you can understand. Easily. Sir, I want to store student IDs or student mobile numbers. Right? 101, 102, 103. Duplicates not at all allowed. 104, 105. That is. If you try to store 102 again, then it will not allow. Duplicates not allowed. Like this. So, sir, can we insert in the middle? No. Simply you can add. That's all. No location. Don't try to give the location. Remove. Don't try to give the location. With value you can. Okay. Here it is. Location is not allowed. Because suppose if you store like this, these values will store randomly. I will show you. Practically, all these examples I will show you so that you will get the clarity. Now only quickly I'll explain some examples so that you will get the clarity. Map means what? Map is different. Store values using keys. Key value pair. Nothing but account number, account holder name. Account number, account holder name. Like this it will go. Maintaining the order, so not maintaining the order. It's not index based. Index based. It is completely key based. If you want to insert using key. If you want to delete a key. If you want to get the information, key. If you want to replace, key. We do all operations with a key. Here we do all operations with the index. That's the difference. That is the difference. Just when I show you practically, then you will get the clarity. Let me give you the clarity. I already told you that. Why programming languages? Once again, to develop the applications and to perform operations on information. Because why application? Store the information, process the information. Okay. Sir, where we can store the information? Using variables. How many types? How many types? Sir, why map is not a collection? Who told? Map is also collection. Who told map is not a collection? Map is a collection, but only the thing is what? It is not extending the functionality of a collection that I'll explain. Map is a collection, but that is not the child class from collection. Okay. Reason is what? Collection contains all methods supported to list, set, queue and all. Okay. Map methods are completely different because keys are there. Everything based on key value, key value, key value. That's why there is nothing in collection. So separately they have given. I'll give you the clarity why. Okay. Programmatically, I'll show you the difference between all these three. Next one is, after this, everyone will ask the questions in collections about the two simple questions. First one is, these two are important. So what is wrapping? Wrapping means explain about the wrapper classes. This is the first question. Next question, generics. What are generics? These two questions they will ask in collections. See, generally, the first point is collections or collection will not store primitive data types. Will not store primitive data types. It will not store primitive. Collections always store objects. Collections store objects only. Wrapper classes means, what is the purpose of wrapper classes? Converting primitive types into objects or converting objects into primitive types. Converting objects into primitive types. These two possible using wrapper classes. The first concept is called boxing. Second concept is called unboxing. But of course, wrapper classes not required since JDK 1.5. JDK. So what is that? They given auto conversion, auto boxing, auto unboxing they have given. So no need to take care about the wrapping nowadays in collections concept. In collections, after asking the basic questions about collection, array of objects, collection of objects and all, next they will ask the questions in how many types we can store the data, explain about the list, set, map and all. The very next question is explain about the wrapper classes. Wrapper classes means converting primitive types into objects. Boxing, unboxing means objects into primitive types. But nowadays no one is using wrapping because it becomes auto wrapping. The next one is generics concept. Sir, what is that generic concept? It's very simple. Again, the first one, in early days, collection can store any type of object. Any type of object. One employee object we can store, right? One integer, one we can string, different types we can store. But generics means type safety. Type safety means checking what kind of type, nothing but object is allowed to store. Generics are used to set restrictions on collections about what kind of object to store. That is generic. Before that, simply write collection like this. Collection obj is equal to new collection like this. But now it has changed. I want to store only integer object. Okay. You specify like this. You specify like this. I want to store only string, or I want to store only employee. You need to specify. Okay. We are working with the employee only. That is. The next two main questions they will expect like this. Okay. This is how we need to understand. Okay. Now, these are the next two things they will ask. Next about the things about a list, set, and as well as a map. Okay. Now, let me write some codes that will explain quickly about the. First, let me explain the differences between list, set, and as well as a map. Easy coding I'll explain first. Of course, the hard things later. In the documentation, very clearly I mentioned each and every point. It is all about 120 pages or 130 pages material, but don't worry. Right after this concept, all the codes, all the videos you will get, right, for more practice and all. Don't worry. See, I'm just taking a list. The code, I'm just giving the name is a code. Okay. Now, the same thing, easy way, list I'm writing. Of course, the list implementation, integers I'm storing. List equals to new. One implementation is there in Java. I'll explain all these things. Array list. Just adding list dot add 10, list dot add 20, list dot add 30, list dot add 40, list dot add 50. Practically, I want to prove the list is list I am printing. Look at the output, what it is printing. Exactly, all these classes belongs to util package. Sir, which package? What are the methods later? See 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. What I am trying to explain. What I am trying to explain these things. Are you getting? These things I am going to explain. First one is a list. First one is a list. And this is the code. This is the code. Is a list code. Okay, now got it? For this is the answer. Next one is a set. Next one is a set. So what is that set? Same. Look at this. Just changing the names. Set, set, some hash set is there. Remaining everything is the same. Everything is the same. My question is, okay, when you are printing this one, it will not follow the order. Look at the order. 50, 20, 40, 10, 30. 50, 20, 40, 10, 30. That I want to prove. Here output is a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Here output is a some 50, 20, 40, 30, 10, 30. Like this. Okay. And in the previous one, in this one, when you try to access system.out.println, list dot get off 3 index, get off 3. In third location, which element is there? It will come 40. When you write this code, it will give the output is of 40. The same code I am writing, in set. Sorry, I have changed. When I'm changing everything, set dot add, set dot add, set dot add, set dot add, some 40, set dot add 50, printing that set. But look at this. When I'm trying to access set dot get off 3, set dot get off 3. Look at this. Sorry, my mistake. When you are trying to execute that code, as set cannot find symbol. See, get off 3 is giving error. There is no method which is taking that integer. Nothing but what I'm trying to explain. When you are trying to access like this, output is error. Because I already told you, index based is not there. It's not index based. It's not index based. That is. The next one is a map using keys, everything with a key. Everything with a key. Map, key value pair. Sir, I want to store integer and string like this. New implementation hash map. Integer and string. Map.put, there is no add method. Put is a method to insert. Suppose 10, it's 10. Suppose 20, it's 20. Map.put is a 30, is 30. Please wait. You will get complete clarity on this in 2 minutes. Map.put 40, it's 40. Map.put 50, it's 50. Just I'm printing everything, the map. And it's a key based, no? I'm printing all values, it will print. Of course, look at this in reverse order 50, 20, 40, 10, 30 again. In which order it is printing? In which order it is printing? In a random order. See, not maintaining the order. Output is the same. Output is the same. What is that? 50, something 50. 20 is a 20. Like this only is given. But it is a key based, no? System.out.println map.getOff. If you write it 20, then you will get the output is 20. The value you will get. Let me show you the concept. System.out.println map.getOff 20. Look at this last one. You will get the value is 20. You will not get any error message. About the collections, these are the simple points what we have discussed as of now. This is very basic. Applications are used to store and process the data. Perfect. How to store the data? Using variables. Okay. What type of variables you will use to store the data? Different types. Okay. Why use collection? To store the collection of objects. No limit. Any number of objects you can store. Any number of objects you can store. Next, the questions about the wrapper classes. Next, questions about the generics. Then questions about the list, set, map differences. These are the basic questions first they will ask. Later, they will go for all the remaining concepts. Hope you got. So now, hope you understood what we have completed. Simply the questions. What is the use of programming? Why we use applications? How to store information? How to store information? How to process information? This I didn't explain. I'm explaining now. How to process information? In how many ways we can store data using variables? Difference between array of objects and collection. Define list. 3 points. Define set. Define map. So what are generics? What are wrapper classes? Can you answer the questions one by one quickly? Anybody? Only this question I need to answer, how to process the information. First answer. Quickly type in the chat box. Let me check how many of you listen the class properly. Do it fast. To all your registered mobile numbers and mail IDs, we will share the links of different workshops and all. Okay, na? You can leave all the video links also of collections, JDK8 and everything I'll share.